Welcome back to the Lens of Neville. I don't know. I'm coming into a few very, very powerful movies, and this one from 2011, Cowboys and Aliens. Who do we have in here? Harrison Ford. We have Daniel Craig. We have Olivia something, and a bunch of actors we've seen a lot recently. This movie is so deeply metaphysical. I just did a little bit of a search on movie reviews on YouTube and found that people were not going anywhere under the surface at all. This is probably one of the most richest, deep metaphysical movies you could ask for in a long time. There's so much symbolism in this one movie. Now I'm going to get right into spoilers. Of course, I'm coming at it from the consciousness perspective. That's how I'm coming at all these Neville breakdowns. It's all about consciousness and what's going on. You'll look forward after you watch this one. I'm going to be reviewing after I record this. The next one I'm recording is Johnny Got His Gun. That one's written by Dalton Trumbo, there's a statue in town right where I'm staying right now in Grand Junction, Colorado. His house that his family moved to in 1924 is down the street. Fascinating. There is a wonderful statue of him in the bathtub writing. Dalton Trumbo, Johnny Got His Gun. Amazing. That's going to be all about awareness and consciousness. If you haven't seen it, check it out before I get to that one. But this one is Cowboys and Aliens. Again, you got to love that amnesia. And here this movie starts off, coming into spoilers, starts off with this amnesia. He doesn't know who he is, what he is, where he's from, what time is it, up, down. All he knows is he speaks English. And the movie starts off where Daniel Craig wakes up in the desert. And his character, Jake, I believe it is, or Lonigan's, or first and last name, name's not important, story is the important piece here. Wakes up, amnesia, in the desert, he's got this big metal bracelet on his arm. These people come in, they want to take him hostage, and he says nope, puts them down. Then he finds himself a little town where he discovers probably the most important character in the whole movie. There's so many things here. I'm just going to go off memory. If I would have written down the bullet points, this list would be so long. But he meets the preacher, and every word uttered out of that mouth of that preacher is pure metaphysical gold. And I mean, no pun intended on the surface level dynamics of the movie about the gold, but this preacher, his first words to Daniel Craig's character is palms to heaven, friend, something like that. So he sticks his arms up and he says only two people get shot, victims or criminals, something like this. But every marching phrase out of that preacher's mouth, and another one is he repeats several times, God doesn't care who you were. He only cares who you are. And the real, to me, plot driving force is that Daniel Craig, the character, is not concerned about being tied to psychologically to his own past. He's in the present moment. He is awareness new. He's hearing what looks like he's a criminal. The world's telling him he's a criminal. There's even a wanted poster saying that he's guilty of something, of which he's not. But he's also known for these other details, like stealing the gold satchel from his previous gang where he was in charge of them. Then a lot of scenes transfer, but being amnesic, he's new in the moment. He's brand new. There was a commenter that just asked about restoration and resurrection. And this movie would be the very first scene, Daniel Craig waking up in the desert. This would be the idea of restoration, because you show up and you don't know where you are. You just know that you are. This is the idea of rebirth. This movie has not just restoration, as I just brought up, but it also has resurrection later on in the movie. I think her name is Olivia Wilde, I believe, where she's the female character and she's not of this world. Oh my gosh, there's so many separate lines to take. If I take the preacher's line and you see that let's stick with the preacher and Daniel for a second. I know this is very spontaneous. It's such a joy to behold this movie. Again, if you haven't seen it, go watch it because more spoilers going deeper. The preacher is to Daniel this guiding directive force of you're new now. God doesn't care who you were, he cares who you are. So you have the preacher giving Daniel that lesson in real time that wherever you're from, and obviously you don't remember any of it, just remember you can write your story this way or that way. In fact, he even says a line in that regard straight to Daniel. The character of the preacher says it to the outlaw Daniel Craig's character, Lonigan, I believe it is, or Jake or whatever it is. So you have that marching force of the preacher giving Daniel that semblance of you can do good or you can do bad. God doesn't care who you were, he only cares who you are. This is the ultimate line in movies I've seen in a long time. It's the ultimate, and there's so many undercurrents in this one movie. If you're not looking through the lens, you do not see it. You see action. You see a spaceship. You see aliens. You don't see the undercurrent of consciousness speaking loudly. And this movie has it in spades. At first, when I first watched it many moons ago, I thought, why would they make this? I really did like the preacher's lines, but I didn't really dig any deeper to look at all these different elements happening. As the movie starts, we have division, we have outlaws, we have Indians, we have cowboys, we have a outlaw gang, and we have the townspeople. We have a woman in Olivia. We have a child, this younger kid. We have a dog. We have so many things that are in seeming divisions in the storyline. But when it comes time to gather together and posse to go after their people who have been abducted by the aliens, you see this whole family unit drawn together and all of the different elements, a dog, a boy, a woman, a man, a preacher, a seeming amnesic outlaw, for the time of need, even the I forget the phrase in the Bible, but even the people who can do dastardly deeds are necessary. All of these people, after the alien attack, forget their own divisions, and even more so in the most powerful scene in the movie, you might gloss over it, is when Olivia Wilde's character dies. And the Indians think that she's done with the body, so we're going to take that body, wrap it up. All the people are captive by the Indians at this point, so they take her body, throw her on the funeral pyre, Pyre, that's the fire, to cremate her, and basically she resurrects. The fire turns into a phoenix, and then in her female form, walks right out of the fire, because she's not of this world. Now, up to the point, she was basically a guide to Daniel Craig's character, trying to get him to get involved with this mission. At the point of her resurrection, her phoenix, her rising from the ashes of that fire, the movie was in one place, but when she came in out of that fire, everybody realized that they had to band together to go after these enemies so they could get their people back. And all during this process, the amnesiac Jake is remembering that he was held captive by these enemies, aliens, what was happening in there, and so what the tool was that was on his arm, and how it shot missiles at the alien ship or the aliens. And in addition, the Olivia Wilde character would tell him to use that weapon, stop thinking. So there was this constant instruction from her to stop looking at this intellectually. You just look at it more as a feeling. She was literally telling him, use that weapon works from your mind. but not from an intellectual perspective. He was trying and trying, but then only when he felt like it was necessary, it just, with the energy of the feeling, you could tell on the scenes, then he would use it, it would go off, and it would fire. So you had a lot of things happening here, and from a deeply Neville perspective, it is rich. I mean, very rich. It's on the highest list of recommendations, even if just for the line, God doesn't care who you were, he only cares who you are. Because in each moment, and you simmer this down through metaphysics, every moment is brand new. Every moment you are this character waking up in a desert, not knowing where the hell you were or where you are. You just know that you are. You don't know where you are, just that you are. He asked him, the preacher asked Daniel Craig's character right at the beginning, you don't know who you are, and you don't know where you were, or something along these lines. And then he says, well, what do you know? And he says, I know English. He knows that he is. Basically, he could have said, I am, but there's the rock, the water, and the wine in this movie. The rock is the surface level. It's an action movie. The water is the psychological understanding of which we're talking right now. And the wine is the practice of these elements, which is the deeper level. Taking this understanding psychologically, like we're doing now, you take it to the practice. But the movie is the rock on the surface, for sure. You see Cowboy and you see an alien and you think, and you look at it with this perspective, but you don't at least go one layer down. The water, which is a psychological interpretation. It has some wonderful pieces. You come at it, and if you haven't seen it, go watch it from this new perspective. You're really going to appreciate it, especially memories, all new as Daniel Craig's character comes more, the memories just come back more and more, and it affects him not intellectually as far as who he is, but it comes back emotionally, and even remembering his love, which is what the big scene was when he stole the gold and the aliens came and wanted to snatch the gold. And even the symbolism of gold, there was somebody in the movie says, one of the characters said, why do the aliens want this gold? What are they going to do? Buy something? Oh, I mean, that's a classic, wonderful statement right there. But yeah, check it out. I think you'll really dig it, especially coming from the lens of Neville. Come at it from the perspective of consciousness. What is memory? And as Neville has said many times, if your life is pure freedom if you do not psychologically keep reaching into memory for present awareness. If you keep reaching into memory, you're creating it new, and you're just this reaching character. You're never in your new now, which ultimately at the end of the movie, when they band together, they create their new now. They write a new story, and it's there's wonderful elements at work here. Even Olivia's character sacrifices herself to destroy this spaceship that's leaving, and even that is, and this is the final thing I'll leave you with. When that character sacrifices herself, that's what's called surrendering. You can see the symbolism all up and down every bit of this movie. It is such a joy. So when you surrender to self and you surrender to I am, you allow to be. So you notice the more he surrendered, Daniel Craig's character, the more he remembered, not psychological past or as a negative, but more of a remember who I can be, what my awareness will allow me to be if I choose, and he chose. As the preacher told him, you can do bad or you can do good. And so Daniel Craig remembered that he could do good. It didn't matter what he'd done before. He could just do good in this moment when they banded together. Fascinating and wonderful movie. Great writing, great, amazing everything. And now from my earlier question of the movie, why would they make this? It's been fully answered because there's great stars in here. Who doesn't know Harrison Ford for all of his Indiana Jones, etc., and Daniel Craig for all of his James Bond, etc. Great actors, great movie. Watch it. You won't regret it. That's this week's movie. And next week's, as I said, is going to be Johnny Got His Gun, 1971, Dalton Trumbo. That's another one. Okay, we're going to see you there.